As some of you might have heard, shortly after the election, I got laid off from my regular 9-to-5, making social media content creation my one and only source of income. While the official reasoning was quite simply we chose to go another direction, and they offered me a generous enough severance package, I was literally in sales meetings the weeks leading up to that, listening to people talk about the rising costs due to potential tariffs. But I don't want you to worry about me. As long as you like the video and comment, that's rough, buddy, we're all good. But the reality is people like me are generally the canary in the coal mine. And that means things are coming that are going to affect you too. And we're going to talk about that right now. Welcome back, Remodelites. I'm Dave with Remodel Media, and since 2005, I've been helping you put together kitchens, baths, outdoor kitchens, and various other home renovation projects. I'm on a mission to eliminate remodel regret, and I do that by bringing you the latest tips, tricks, and products for your home remodel. So if you're new here, follow along. We'll have some fun. Politics, world events, and the economy are always inextricably linked, sometimes in ways that you don't always expect. So I'm going to give you some helpful advice on how situations like this can play out, and I'm going to tell you the names of some brands to keep your eye on. And if you're considering buying them, I would do it sooner than later because the prices are likely to go up due to tariffs. In 2008, when the housing bubble burst and the economy crashed, I was working in San Diego and I saw a number of high-end new home builds grind to a halt due to lack of funding. But when some of these projects resumed a year or two later, oftentimes the homeowner or the contractor had to repurchase all of the plumbing for the house that they had already bought, because these houses, when left half constructed, would get rated for anything that was made of copper or brass, which includes things like water lines and faucet valves, electrical wire too. Thieves would steal this off the job site and then turn it in for the recycling money. In 2015, ISIS made it so customers couldn't get the sinks that they wanted. You see, ISIS had taken control of a region in Turkey and they weren't allowing trucks to get through. Turkey happens to be a major source of various types of ceramics and fire clays and things like that. So that's another example of how things can have unintended extended consequences. And anybody who was alive in 2020 and going through a remodel remembers what happened with COVID. And an already stressed supply chain received just a little bit of pressure in the form of factories slowing down due to workers getting sick, ships getting held up in ports needing to be inspected and quarantined. I myself was going through a remodel at that time due to a flood that occurred in April of 2020, and what should have been a 6-week project ended up becoming more of a 6-month project due to all the delays. I had a customer that ordered his appliances in the fall of 2019, like October or November, I think, but he didn't need them right away, so he held off placing the purchase order, and he ended up not getting them until the following summer, like June or July. Now, I'm not saying all of these things are going to happen, but these are all the kinds of things that have happened before. So now the question is, what brands do I think are going to see an increase in cost if these tariffs end up taking effect, which it seems more likely than not that they will. As far as Mexico, you can expect certain toilets manufactured in Kohler or American Standard, certain faucets by Moen, as well as some of their bathroom accessories. I know for a fact that Daltile, which is owned by Mohawk Industries, has a number of factories in Mexico. LG, Sony, and Samsung all produce 4K Ultra HD TVs in Mexico. Fun fact, Samsung's Center for Digital Research and Technological Development is located in Tijuana. Milwaukee Power Tools opened up a factory in April of 2020. The Whirlpool brand of appliances, which includes Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and JennAir, manufactures some of their products in Mexico. Also, Electrolux, which manufactures Frigidaire and Fisher & Paykel products, which is owned by a Chinese company called Haier, manufactures some stuff in Mexico. Fun fact, because Mexico is on the American continent, sometimes manufacturers will stick a Made in America or Made in North America label because technically they're not wrong. Mexico is part of North America. By the way, this is not an all-exhaustive list. If I've missed one, I want you to let me know in the comments below. When it comes to Canada, there are a number of different bath product companies that ship out of Canada. Blue Bathworks, Bain Ultra, Aquabrass, Wet Style, again, just to name a few. We do get off kind of easy when it comes to appliances because according to the Made in Canada website, we've got Danby wine refrigerators, Elmira Stoveworks, which is a line of retro and antique designed ranges and stoves, and Rose Hill wine cellars, which is like wine racks, wine cellars, cooling units, things like that. And Couleron, which is a line of thermoelectric refrigeration products used in a lot of like boating, travel, RV, camping, truck hauling, that kind of thing. And as of Saturday, February 8th, 2025, Canada is preparing for more than a trade war, but possible actual war with the US, which is a bonkers statement to even make. Apparently, Justin Trudeau and the other leaders in Canada have taken Trump's threats to invade both behind the scenes and in public seriously. Go figure. Of course, as far as made in China, the list could go on for days, but I'm going to hit just a few highlights. As far as appliances, we have Medea, I mentioned Haier before, and Hisense. As far as plumbing, almost every plumbing manufacturer has a facility in China that's making some of their product. It would be a shorter list to tell you who doesn't use Chinese product. Some manufacturers actually moved their Chinese production over to Taiwan, and I'm not a legal expert. I don't know if tariffs on Chinese product are going to affect Taiwan, since Taiwan is technically known as the ROC, or Republic of China, even though they see themselves as a distinctly separate entity with their own flags, their own constitution, their own democratically elected leaders. But Taiwan does have strong links to China. It's one of China's biggest trading partners. However, I'm not entirely convinced that the folks in Washington know the difference either. So maybe we'll get lucky and they won't know to put separate tariffs on the stuff coming in from Taiwan. If you want a list of things that are made in America, I go into more detail on this video right here, but here's a short list. Strasser bathroom cabinets, Roburn medicine cabinets, Philrich faucets, Newport brass faucets, True Refrigeration, Waterstone faucets, and Ventahood. They make vent hoods. As far as I know, all of these brands are made in the United States using mostly US sourced materials and components. I mean, everybody imports something from somewhere sometimes, but these are all assembled in the US. And remember, whether you're just starting a remodel and you want to get a second opinion and make sure you're not making any mistakes, or you're thinking about starting one and you're not exactly sure where to start, go ahead and check out my link and book a consultation, and I'll make sure you're on the right path. Thanks for watching. I hope you got some good information out of that episode. Go ahead and click here for more videos. Go ahead and click here to subscribe. And make sure you check out the description below for relevant links to some of the products that we discussed today. And leave your comments and questions down below because I love answering them. As always, I'll see you in the next one.